CoinSource is installing additional ATMs for Bitcoin in the Washington, D.C. area. That brings their total to over 200 ATMs in America. Now we're going to include a couple other companies, and you see that globally thousands and thousands of these Bitcoin ATMs are getting placed everywhere. Are they actually bringing in any money? My name is Mike or Kubera. Thanks so much for coming in today. Stay tuned. Let's talk about Bitcoin ATMs, baby. Bitcoin has been rising a little bit, so some people are getting excited, but regardless of whether the price goes up, down, every day there's people working on Bitcoin and interested in Bitcoin. This is something that I've been looking into for the past couple of months. I got super interested at the North American Bitcoin Conference, and at Dallas there was one presenter talking about his Bitcoin ATM. It was pretty big. There was a nice spot up above the ATM itself with an animated advertising section, which this itself could pay for the ATM's costs. So every month, all the operational fees and whatever the fees are for installing it in a mall or outside of a bank or wherever you would put it, I guess, in front of a restaurant, somewhere where there's a lot of people coming in, it's in a city center, maybe it's in the financial district, whatever. As long as you're paying the fees, you are profitable, right? And with this advertising space alone, you could charge, I don't know, $1,000, $1,500, $5,000, depending on where it's at, right? And with that, you would be profitable already. So you don't even need people coming up to you. Where a lot of people would be checking this out, like, what is this Bitcoin ATM thing? It's different, it's new. They would be curious. So of course, advertisers would love it. And cryptocurrencies are one of the more overpriced niches out there, where you're able to get ICOs, or maybe a cloud mining, or I don't know, any company that's in the blockchain sphere, maybe even a job resume section for web developers for blockchain. Whatever it is, there's always people willing to pay thousands of dollars to be advertised, especially in this where, you know, you see ICOs raising $50 million. They don't care about 5,000 here, 5,000 there. So every single person that comes on top of that is pretty much profit, right? And there's multiple ways of going about this. There's some companies out there that are leasing Bitcoin ATMs to other individuals, so third-party systems. It's like a white label. You're able to put your advertisements on there and your name, your company, whatever. You're not the one making the ATMs. You're leasing them, you're paying a small fee up front. The one in Dallas was doing something like, I think it was like $1,000 or $1,500 plus shipping. So if it was somewhere in America, let's say $2,500 total cost or $3,000 total cost. If it's in Europe, maybe like $5,000 total cost. And then every single month was $300 to lease it. So anything above that was profit. Now you were leasing it for like a period of 2 or 3 years, but still every person coming in, ding, 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 ding. They were also taking a percentage, so I think it was like 0.5% or something like that of the profits. Everything else, you could do whatever you want with that. So with this, keep in mind that if you're going to local Bitcoins or Paxful, you're paying 10%, 15%, 25%. There's people even paying 40%. So Bitcoin, it could be at $10,000, but someone's purchasing it for $14,000. And now you see where the money's coming in. So you get one of these ATMs, cool. But what if you're the only person in your entire city to have these Bitcoin ATMs? And you put it in the mall, you put it in the airport, you put it up front like the most, the craziest financial building in town. Hey, you're already making a bunch of money right there. You put it right next to a bank, like an advertisement, screw the banks or something. I don't know. If you are the only person, you are creating a monopoly. People are coming to you. And for example, in Poland, I'll chat about that, where the only company I saw with Bitcoin ATMs was this tiny one. It had like these weird little computers. They put it inside of burger shops. And one was just chilling in the corner. I asked the lady working at the burger shop place, like, how many people are coming up here? Oh, well, plenty. There's more and more coming every single week. I was like, yeah, interesting. And this was during when Bitcoin kind of fell quite a bit, January, February. Still a lot of people coming in. And that was a tiny piece of crap machine that didn't have any advertising space or whatever. It wasn't huge, but that just made me think like, wow, there's still a lot of room in Europe. I mean, think about like the poorer countries, okay, sure, maybe there's not going to be a bunch of people coming up to like Latvia, Estonia, Serbia, Herzegovina or whatever. But then again, they're not really going to be going online to local Bitcoins and 100 euros here and there. These guys, that are interested in Bitcoin, or they want to use it for something, whether it's on the dark net or they want to purchase some latest crazy technological advancement that's a $5 discount if they use Bitcoin, or they just really believe in Bitcoin, or they just really believe in cryptocurrencies. Those people who don't want to purchase it online, well, you might do a $5 deal, a $10 deal, $50 deal, something like that, something really small. These ATMs are able to do that. And maybe there's going to be other people who are just coming in, they're lazy and they don't want to do it online. Here we go, $1,000, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. You're charging 10%, 5%, 15%. Whatever your rates are, there's quite a bit of money. So if you have a bunch of ATMs spread across a state, a city, a country, the continent, whatever it is, hey, you're making money, and that's another way to diversify your income. So there's one company, CoinSource, they're going full out. So far, 200 ATMs. I remember in Chicago, there was another company. This was a couple years back, actually. So I was looking for a job, and I saw this one company was installing ATMs across the country. I was like, ah, that's interesting, Bitcoin. Oh, yeah, let me apply there. And then I looked back later. I didn't get the job, whatever. I looked back at their company, and they're doing quite well. They expanded to more states, and in Chicago there was multiple of these. In California there's a bunch of these going on where people really enjoy the fact that it's simple. You go in, you insert your cash. What do I want? I want Bitcoin. How much? $20. Boom, it prints out a paper wallet. Cool. As long as it works and the security is good, which that might be interesting if it's in a bad location. You might have to pay for some agents to kind of patrol it, or security cameras. I mean, there will be a camera, of course, installed inside, but stuff to think about. Anyways, Bitcoin ATMs. I don't think I made a video about this. This article inspired me to talk about it just because it's been something that's been on my mind. Personally, I'm not going to go into it because I don't have a couple thousand here and there to just throw around. I'd rather put it into actual altcoins and then later think about that stuff when it's more money. But for people out there who are curious, I mean, it's something to look into, especially if your state or country doesn't have a lot of these, but you know there's interest. So as long as it's not like illegal to purchase cryptocurrencies, or there's not a lot of restriction around the corner, like if you were living in India or China, I'd be a little, I don't know, concerned. I'm sure Japan has a bunch of these going on, South Korea, all that, Singapore maybe a little bit, Russia. So anyways, that's that. My name is Mike, or Kuber. Thanks so much for watching. What do you think about Bitcoin ATMs? Is this something you would be interested in? And if so, why? Why this instead of selling on local Bitcoins? Where, for example, what the heck was that? For example, in Poland, I guess I'm getting robbed. I remember on local Bitcoins, there was only a couple sellers. There's just no competition, right? And I know there's people interested. Maybe it's not a lot of money, but again, it's not a lot of money that you have to deal with here as long as you're thinking smart. So if you have advertising, or you do it in such a way where it's high percentages in a really targeted area, it's gonna make sense. Anyways, check you out tomorrow or something.